Hello and welcome to this backwards compatible comics view. Today we're looking at the Goon, Once Upon a Hard Time, issue 4 of 4. This is by Eric Powell. Now, the Goon, for those who don't know... Oh, first of all, an apology. The artwork in the middle section, which is usually from this issue, is there's no artwork, preview artwork available for this issue, so just bear with it. This is from issue 1, and then you'll see a few of the earlier covers from issue 1, 2 and 3, so it's not I apologise, but you get the idea. I mean, the artwork, as you can see, is bloody fantastic. It's quite different, it's quite amazing really, and it's all created by Eric Powell. He's a writer, artist, colorist, and does basically everything apart from the editing, so that shows you really the strength of the man. So again, this is definitely a one-person project. I think it's creator owned as well, so that just shows you the level of dedication that this comic has. So the Once Upon a Hard Time, the Goon is split up into smaller chunks. You don't have to really read them one beyond the other, but they do help, and it does help you build up a picture. You can read some of our reviews that we've done for the early parts of the series on the site. But really, I mean, this is the conclusion of this part. Now, it's always a slightly open-ended conclusion, which works well. There's always that mixture of violence, but there's also a bit of a meaning in the story as well. So, and that comes out really well. It doesn't feel too contrived. It doesn't feel mushy. It feels quite strong. So it's definitely a nice series to read. 4 issues. I really, the Goon is definitely a series I'd say to do. Owning it, I have it on digital. I'll pick it up in physical. The single issues are lovely, really nice paper, and they just they come alive. The colouring, the way it looks, I think it's one of my favourite looking, stylistically anyway. Definitely one of my favourite stylistic comics, just because of that mixture of colour and movement and stuff, as you can see. So, I mean, as a conclusion, it works really well. This has been a nice little 4-page story, and it finishes with a bit of a moment, I'll say that. And then there's a lovely prologue, really. It is an epilogue, but it's more of a prologue for the next coming series, which again does look pretty cool. So definitely, I will throw my hat in to say that the Goon is a brilliant character all the way through. Really, I've got quite a few of the collections from Dark Horse, and they all do look, and they all come across pretty good. So if you don't go for the single issues, just go pick up the trades. They work really nicely. But in terms of this, I think this fourth issue is a nice finish. I think I prefer I think it's the 3rd one with the Dr. Moreau theme across it. It's my favourite issue of this little mini series. But again, for the whole arc, then it does work pretty well. So definitely something to do. It's not as much literature references in this issue, unfortunately. But again, I think that was just a very special issue, so something to look out for. Okay. It has been a bit of a gap in time as well, which I'm a bit fuzzy about whether it was 2 or 3. But again, thankfully the series is finished. The series is great and definitely worth taking a look at. So thank you very much for listening or watching, bit of both. Take care and good night.